way back in the beginning, I had noted that you're exposed to toxins and pollutions. You have that connection from your mouth all the way through your exit. You know what I mean? So your body is exposed to toxins all day and every day, whether it's the air that you breathe or the food that you're eating. So yeah, so toxins are just exposed to us. Toxins by category are harmful agents found in the environment, encompassing everything from digestive and metabolic byproducts to chemicals and environmental chemicals that can pass through and collectively in the body. And as I had mentioned, the digestive tract is actually in contact with the outside world. Makes complete sense, right? Because, I never really thought about that until I was told that. And I was like, gosh, that makes sense. You don't really think about that. So there has been a link to an unbalanced gut microbiome and toxins. So toxins can enter the gut through your diet, obviously, oral antibiotics, which I'll explain in a minute, obviously modern conventional farming practices, and pollutants in the air and the water. Like I had said, not only does it disrupt your gut microbiome, it has also been linked to diabetes, obesity, gut dysbiosis. You guys remember what dysbiosis is? It's when your gut has been so completely compromised that you basically have malabsorption, immune dysfunction, and autoimmune diseases. So to break it down, earth toxins are categorized as herbicides, pesticides, and insecticides. Water toxins are broken down into fluoride, chlorine, and heavy metals. So that's why it's really important to use some kind of a water filter if you're drinking out of the tap. So I did look up one time a long time ago. I don't know about your area, but Deerfield Beach has fluoride in their water. So we have this special, it's through Pentair, it's a water filtration system, and it actually removes as much of the fluoride as it can, because you really don't need fluoride. You don't need fluoride in your gut. It's weird that they put fluoride in the water. They used to think it was good for your teeth, but it's really not. So air toxins are smog, exhaust, pollen, and factory emissions. Medical toxins are broken down into antibiotics, and here's why. Because antibiotics kill off the good bacteria in your gut microbiome, and then some strains become resistant to the antibiotics. So if you're constantly sick and you're always taking a certain type of antibiotics and then you wonder why it's not working, it's just because you have become resistant to it. VOS is volatile organic compounds. And what that is when it's inhaled, it can negatively impact your respiratory function, which causes asthma or allergies actually. Which I will explain a little bit more of that in a minute, but I'm breaking down the categories so you understand the different categories of toxins. So the most common toxic ingredients are ammonia, which is found in, I believe, a glass window and toilet bowl. Then there's bleach, which obviously affects your respiratory. Formaldehyde, which is in your dish soap, paper, and plastic products. And then sodium hydroxide, which is in the clog cleaners like Drano. So going back to the VOS, which is the volatile organic compounds. And when it's inhaled, what that is, it's producing an off-gassing. So off-gassing is when the gases come off the products, like for example, a mattress, that puts gas into the air, and then it's inhaled over time, and then it starts to affect your respiratory. So especially for children and infants, when they're when they're inhaling all of these off gases, that is one of the things where it causes why does my kid have so many allergies? When you take them to the allergist and they do the allergy test, and then they're coming up negative for everything, and you just can't figure out what it is. It might be worth looking into mattresses, dry cleaning products, and artificial air freshener. So that's off-gassing. Also rugs, I said mattresses, walls, like the paint in the walls, the mattresses, that produces that off-gassing toxin. So breathing that over time in those poor little lungs, you can see why some kids have a lot of allergies or respiratory or unrelated, no known cause for asthma. Companies are getting a little bit more aware of it, And so you can buy mattresses that don't contain these off-gassing products. And so like foam mattresses, you won't find that old style foam mattress very often anymore, or foam pillows. And that's one of the reasons why. Okay, so mold also releases the VOCs when it's inhaled. So when you're inhaling mold spores, the dangerous kind of mold spores, I mean, some mold is okay, but it's different style of mold. So like black mold that's in your walls or somewhere where it's wet, that gets rid of all the good bacteria and causes a ton of GI issues. And one of the things that it does cause, which I talk about in my course, is candida. So if you have unexplained candida, it might be worth looking into. If anybody doesn't know what candida is, I can't explain another time. But that could be one of the reasons that you have a gut imbalance with candida that you can't get rid of. Another one, which we hear a lot about, is in plastics. It's the bisphenol A, BPA, and that is a huge androgen disruptor. So in reverse for that, you would use, store in glass or metal, or drink out of glass and metal. If you ever drink out of a plastic bottle, try not to do it as often as you can, but make sure the plastic bottle doesn't sit in the sun. I'm sure you guys have all heard about all of that. Skincare products. This is a huge one because skincare products, they look fancy and they look cool, and companies have gotten very savvy on making it sound like you need it and making it sound like you look like you need it. And their commercials are very selling. And so you want to go and want to buy the skincare products. But skincare products, cleaning products, mold and environmental toxins, those all make you sick. None of the products, including the skincare products like skincare, sunscreen, and face wash, for example, those are not regulated by the FDA. And skincare products have ingredients that are derived from crude oil, which has been shown as an agent called carcinogen that can produce cancer. So be extremely careful about skincare products. Xenoestrogens, those are found in products like makeup and the plastic and that we eat and drink out of. And what that is an androgen disruptor, and it messes with our reproductive system and the gut, obviously. It's located through the body as an androgen hormone regulator. So what it does is it starts to unregulate like your reproductive organs, your energy, growth hormone, especially in kids. And so when you're drinking the BPAs and you're consuming some of the xenoestrogen, like I say, absorbing, I guess is the better word, the xenoestrogens as a young child, as a young teenage girl or something, that can be, it can regulate your hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all of that. That's crazy. So you can make your own household products also. If you think about it, when you take like a Clorox wipe and you're wiping down the counter and then you put food on it, now you're putting, that product or whatever it is, the toxin, onto the food. So if you think about the whole process of the toxin, right? You have a vegetable or a fruit that you're growing. Farmers spray pesticides all over it. It goes to the market, more pesticides are added into it. People are touching it, it's all over. And now it's also like 2 weeks old. By the time it gets to your counter, you've already wiped your counter down with a Clorox wipe, and now you're cutting your fruit or whatever it is, and now you're consuming all of those toxins. So you can avoid it as much as you can by choosing organic if you can afford it and find it. To make it more affordable, you can look for organic that's in season and local. And we use a company like ourselves called Zach. I'm just kidding. Zach has a lot of really good vegetables, but we also use, we grow some of our own, but there's another company that delivers to our house, and we just get a small box. It's really, we do it just so we have extra like fruits and vegetables in our house, but you're also supporting local farmers. It's not too expensive. Like the small box that we get, I think is like $35, and we get enough for like the entire week for the family. And we always have fruits and vegetables in the house, but they are organic and they're local, so they stay fresh longer and they deliver to your house. So that's a win-win. So you're avoiding the pesticide on that. And then you can do like your own mixture used to, clean your bathroom, clean your countertops, whatever, using like baking soda, vinegar, lemon, and some essential oils. You don't need the essential oils, but if you're using like lavender or something, it might smell better than vinegar. So you can use it if you choose. But again, with the essential oils also, make sure you look for essential oils that are organic and, that have some kind of a regulation on them. Don't just go and buy like an Amazon based essential oil, because again, you're kind of like killing two birds with one stone here. You got to use, good vinegar, organic lemon. You see where I'm going.